China shocked the entire US electric vehicle industry, creating a ripple effect that no one saw coming. With groundbreaking innovations and prices Western automakers can't touch, this seismic shift has left the entire industry scrambling to catch up. Chinese automakers are now leading the charge with electric vehicles that are not only affordable but technologically advanced. This is not just a competition, it's a complete humiliation of the US EV industry. But what does this mean for Tesla's future? How is BYD reshaping the global market? And more importantly, how will it impact you? The rise of a new superpower. China's electric vehicle industry has undergone a dramatic transformation, one that few could have predicted just a decade ago. Back in the early 2010s, Western automakers like Tesla dominated global headlines with their sleek designs and cutting-edge technology, while Chinese brands were struggling to gain respect. Elon Musk himself famously laughed off BYD, saying their cars were unimpressive. Fast forward to today, and it's Musk's turn to feel the pressure as BYD overtakes Tesla in sales and makes waves with a lineup of vehicles that are shaking up the industry. BYD's success isn't a fluke. It's the result of a carefully orchestrated strategy to dominate not just the Chinese market, but the entire global electric vehicle space. In 2023, BYD sold more than 3 million new energy vehicles, including battery electrics and plug-in hybrids. This achievement didn't just surpass Tesla's 1.8 million vehicles, it obliterated it. And the secret weapon? A $10,000 fully electric car that's making EV ownership accessible to millions. The rise of BYD and other Chinese automakers marks a pivotal moment in the electric vehicle revolution. By leveraging lower production costs, government incentives, and a laser focus on innovation, these companies have not only leveled the playing field, but have also set new standards for what electric vehicles can achieve. Why is China's EV strategy unstoppable? At the core of China's dominance in the electric vehicle market is its unique approach to manufacturing and innovation. While Tesla has relied heavily on its high-tech image and premium pricing, BYD and its counterparts have mastered the art of scaling production without sacrificing quality. By producing their own batteries in-house and integrating supply chains, Chinese automakers can keep costs low while maintaining tight control over every aspect of the manufacturing process. Government support has also played a critical role. Subsidies, tax breaks, and investments in infrastructure have created an environment where electric vehicles thrive. China now has more electric vehicle charging stations than any other country in the world, making it easier than ever for consumers to transition to electric vehicles. This ecosystem of support has enabled companies like BYD to innovate at a pace that Western automakers are struggling to match. But it's not just about infrastructure. BYD's ability to produce high-quality electric vehicles across multiple price ranges has made it a force to be reckoned with. From the affordable Seagull, priced at around $10,000, to the premium Ocean series, which appeals to younger, tech-savvy consumers, BYD is proving that it's possible to cater to a diverse market without compromising on quality or innovation. China's EV takeover. The implications of China's electric vehicle dominance extend far beyond the automotive industry. For consumers, this seismic shift means more affordable and accessible electric vehicles, but it also puts pressure on Western automakers to innovate or risk falling behind. Tesla, for instance, has already begun slashing prices in an attempt to compete with BYD's aggressive pricing strategy. However, this price war is squeezing profit margins across the board, leaving even the biggest players vulnerable. For the industry, the rise of Chinese automakers signals a shift in the global balance of power. It's no longer enough to rely on brand loyalty or flashy marketing. Companies must now deliver real value to consumers, whether through lower prices, better features, or both. This competition is driving rapid advancements in battery technology, autonomous driving systems, and energy efficiency, all of which are reshaping the future of transportation. And what about you? If you're considering an electric vehicle, the market is about to become a lot more interesting. With Chinese brands entering the global stage, you'll soon have more choices at a wider range of price points than ever before. The days of electric vehicles being a luxury are over, and the era of mass adoption has officially begun. The manufacturing masterstroke. BYD's strategy has been built on the foundation of vertical integration, a model that allows it to control every aspect of its supply chain. Unlike Tesla, which relies on third-party suppliers for critical components, BYD manufactures its own batteries, semiconductors, and other key parts. This approach reduces costs, ensures quality, and streamlines production, giving BYD a distinct advantage over competitors. A cornerstone of this strategy is BYD's battery technology. The company's Blade battery, a lithium iron phosphate design, offers safety, durability, and efficiency at a lower cost than traditional lithium-ion batteries. This innovation is not just a technological triumph, but a commercial one, allowing BYD to price its vehicles significantly lower than Tesla's while maintaining performance and reliability. When coupled with a manufacturing scale that few companies can match, BYD has positioned itself as a dominant force in the electric vehicle market. But it's not just about hardware. BYD's factories are models of efficiency, leveraging automation and artificial intelligence to produce vehicles faster and more cost-effectively. This manufacturing prowess has allowed the company to scale up rapidly, producing millions of vehicles annually without compromising quality. It's a strategy that Western automakers are now scrambling to emulate, but BYD has a significant head start. The pricing strategy. While Tesla's Model S and Model X captured imaginations with their sleek, futuristic designs and cutting-edge technology, their steep price tags put them out of reach for most consumers. They became symbols of luxury and innovation, but also exclusivity. BYD, however, has taken a radically different approach, one that prioritizes affordability without compromising on quality or innovation. This strategy has not only made electric vehicles accessible to a much wider audience, but has also positioned BYD as a formidable competitor in the global EV market. Take the BYD Seagull, for example. Priced at just over $10,000, this entry-level electric vehicle is redefining what consumers can expect from a budget-friendly EV. Despite its low cost, the Seagull comes packed with features that make it an exceptional value proposition. With a range of over 200 miles, it meets the practical needs of most urban and suburban drivers. Its compact yet stylish design appeals to younger buyers and city dwellers, while the inclusion of BYD's industry-leading Blade battery technology, known for its safety, longevity, and efficiency, underscores the company's commitment to innovation across its product range. For many consumers in China and beyond, the Seagull represents the perfect blend of practicality, performance, and affordability, making it no surprise that the model has quickly become a bestseller. Its runaway success has enabled BYD to capture substantial market share in record time, further cementing its position as a global leader in the EV space. What sets BYD apart, however, is that affordability doesn't equate to a lack of diversity in their lineup. Their portfolio is designed to cater to a wide range of consumers, offering options for different tastes, budgets, and needs. For style-conscious younger buyers, BYD offers models like the Dolphin and the Ocean series, which pair vibrant designs with advanced technology to appeal to a trend-savvy demographic. Meanwhile, the Seal, a sleek, high-performance sedan, targets a more premium market and stands as a direct competitor to Tesla's Model 3. By offering high-quality alternatives at significantly lower price points, the Seal has quickly gained traction among consumers who want the luxury and performance of a Tesla, but without the exorbitant cost. BYD's ability to target multiple price points and demographics has been a cornerstone of its success. From entry-level vehicles to high-end competitors, the company has ensured that its electric cars appeal to a broad and varied audience. This strategic breadth not only solidifies BYD's dominance in the Chinese market, but also enhances its ability to compete on the global stage. Unlike Tesla, which started at the top and has gradually worked downward with models like the Model 3 and Model Y, BYD has built its brand from the ground up, focusing first on mass market affordability before expanding into more premium segments. This bottom-up strategy has given BYD a significant advantage, allowing it to capture the trust and loyalty of a vast consumer base. Moreover, BYD's approach isn't just about affordability, it's about redefining value. With each vehicle, BYD has shown that lower prices don't have to mean lower standards. From cutting-edge battery technology to stylish and functional designs, their cars are proving that innovation doesn't have to come at a premium. This ethos is resonating with consumers worldwide and forcing competitors to reevaluate their pricing and feature strategies. In an industry once dominated by exclusivity, BYD's inclusive approach is a breath of fresh air, reshaping the EV market and paving the way for a more sustainable future for all. The role of government support. No discussion of BYD's meteoric rise in the electric vehicle market would be complete without addressing the significant role played by government support. The Chinese government has been a steadfast champion of electric vehicles, implementing a comprehensive range of policies to accelerate the industry's growth. Subsidies, tax breaks, and incentives for manufacturers and consumers have laid the foundation for a thriving EV ecosystem. These measures have not only encouraged innovation but also reduced the financial barriers for consumers, making EVs more accessible and desirable to a broader audience. China's investment in infrastructure has been equally transformative. The country now boasts the largest and most expansive network of electric vehicle charging stations in the world. This vast infrastructure network has eased one of the primary concerns for potential EV buyers: range anxiety. Consumers can now confidently transition from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric alternatives, knowing that charging stations are readily available. For companies like BYD, this has provided a critical advantage, allowing them to scale production and focus on expanding their market reach without worrying about infrastructure gaps hindering adoption. Beyond direct consumer benefits, the government's support has fueled cutting-edge research and development initiatives. BYD in particular has leveraged grants and funding to make significant advancements in battery technology, autonomous driving systems, and energy efficiency. BYD's proprietary Blade battery, for instance, has been lauded for its safety, longevity, and cost-effectiveness, setting new standards for EV batteries globally. Innovations like these have not only bolstered BYD's market position, but also raised the bar for the entire industry, compelling competitors to innovate at a breakneck pace to keep up. Moreover, these government-backed initiatives have created a ripple effect across the supply chain. Local suppliers and manufacturers have been encouraged to specialize in EV components, fostering a self-reliant ecosystem that minimizes reliance on foreign imports. This has not only reduced production costs for companies like BYD, but also allowed for faster iteration and deployment of new technologies. In many ways, the Chinese government's approach to supporting the EV sector has rewritten the rulebook on industrial policy. By combining consumer incentives, infrastructure development, and R&D funding, they've enabled companies like BYD to thrive while setting the stage for China to dominate the global EV market. This strategic alignment of policy and industry has propelled BYD to the forefront, challenging established players and reshaping the future of automotive innovation worldwide. Breaking into global markets. While BYD's dominance in China is undeniably impressive, the company's ambitions stretch far beyond its domestic market. In recent years, BYD has accelerated its global expansion, targeting regions such as Europe, Australia, and parts of South America. This isn't just a case of entering new markets. It's a calculated effort to challenge industry norms and redefine global expectations for electric vehicles. In Europe, a region known for its high standards and discerning automotive consumers, BYD has already made a splash. The company has established a presence in key markets like Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, countries with deep automotive histories and robust EV adoption rates. BYD's vehicles have been well received for their combination of affordability, advanced technology, and build quality. Unlike many competitors, BYD is offering cars that are both accessible to the average buyer and equipped with features like its proprietary Blade battery technology, which prioritizes safety, longevity, and energy efficiency. To solidify its position in Europe, BYD isn't relying solely on imports. The company has announced ambitious plans to build manufacturing facilities on the continent, including a billion-dollar plant in Turkey. By establishing local production, BYD can reduce costs, avoid hefty import tariffs, and streamline the supply chain. These plants also enable BYD to tailor its vehicles to meet the specific regulatory and consumer preferences of European markets, such as stricter emission standards and a growing appetite for smaller, city-friendly electric vehicles. BYD's global strategy extends beyond Europe. In Australia, the company has gained traction with models like the Atto 3, which has been celebrated for its affordability and practicality. Australia, a market historically dominated by internal combustion engine vehicles, is now witnessing a shift as consumers explore EV options that won't break the bank. BYD's ability to offer competitively priced vehicles with impressive range and features has made it a key player in this transition. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of BYD's expansion is its ability to disrupt established markets with a straightforward yet highly effective approach, delivering high-quality vehicles at prices that undercut competitors. BYD's lineup is particularly appealing in markets where Tesla and other high-end brands have dominated. For instance, while Tesla's Model 3 is a top choice in many regions, BYD's Seal offers a comparable alternative at a significantly lower price, making it an attractive option for budget-conscious buyers who still value performance and innovation. This affordability, however, doesn't come at the expense of variety or quality. BYD's diverse range of vehicles caters to different tastes and needs, from compact city cars to sleek sedans and even electric buses. This broad portfolio allows BYD to appeal to a wide audience, from younger, eco-conscious consumers to families and business fleets. In emerging markets where affordability is often the top priority, BYD's presence is particularly impactful, offering an entry point for millions of drivers who might otherwise be priced out of the EV market. As BYD's global footprint continues to grow, it's clear that the company is setting the stage for a new era of competition in the EV industry. Established players like Tesla, Volkswagen, and Toyota can no longer rely solely on brand recognition or premium pricing strategies. Instead, they must contend with a brand that is rewriting the rules, delivering high-quality, affordable vehicles that appeal to a global audience. BYD's rise is more than a success story. It's a signal that the balance of power in the automotive industry is shifting, and the future of transportation will look very different from the past. The threat to Western automakers. For Western automakers, the rise of BYD and other Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers is a wake-up call. Companies like Tesla, Ford, and General Motors now face a dual challenge: maintaining their market share in the face of increasing competition and adapting to a rapidly changing industry landscape. Tesla in particular finds itself in a precarious position. Once the undisputed leader in the electric vehicle market, the company is now being outpaced by BYD in terms of production and sales. While Tesla has responded by cutting prices and ramping up production, these measures come at the cost of profit margins. Meanwhile, BYD continues to grow, buoyed by its ability to produce affordable, high-quality vehicles at scale. The implications for the industry are profound. The traditional dominance of Western automakers is being eroded, and the balance of power is shifting. If companies like Tesla and General Motors cannot adapt, they risk being left behind in an industry that is increasingly defined by affordability, efficiency, and innovation. Why it matters. For consumers, this seismic shift in the electric vehicle market is both exciting and transformative. The rise of BYD and other Chinese automakers means more choices, better prices, and faster innovation. Electric vehicles are no longer a luxury reserved for the wealthy. They are becoming a viable option for the masses. This increased competition is driving down prices across the board, making electric vehicles more accessible than ever before. It's also spurring advancements in technology, from longer battery ranges to faster charging times. For consumers, this means getting more value for their money and having the opportunity to choose from a wider range of options. But the impact goes beyond individual buyers. The rapid adoption of electric vehicles is accelerating the transition to sustainable transportation, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and helping to combat climate change. As more people make the switch to electric vehicles, the benefits will be felt on a global scale, making this a pivotal moment not just for the industry, but for the planet. The ripple effects. BYD's relentless rise is not just shaking up the electric vehicle market, it's sending ripples through the global economy. By outpacing Tesla in production and sales, BYD is forcing competitors across the globe to rethink their strategies, and its influence is growing far beyond the automotive sector. Countries that once dominated car manufacturing now find themselves grappling with the reality of China's growing dominance in the electric vehicle space. For one, BYD's expansion into Europe is putting immense pressure on European automakers like Volkswagen, Renault, and Stellantis. These companies, which long enjoyed a stronghold in their home markets, are now facing a competitor that offers similar or better technology at significantly lower prices. BYD's strategy of producing vehicles locally in Europe, such as its planned factory in Turkey, only amplifies this threat by reducing costs and making its cars even more competitive. In the United States, where Tesla has been the poster child for electric vehicles, BYD's rise is prompting a reassessment of American manufacturing capabilities. While BYD has yet to make significant inroads into the American market, its global success highlights the vulnerabilities of the US electric vehicle industry. Domestic automakers are scrambling to keep up, but they face challenges ranging from supply chain disruptions to the high costs of transitioning to electric production. The environmental equation. BYD's success is not just about economics, it is also a significant step forward for environmental sustainability. With its focus on affordability, BYD is making electric vehicles accessible to a much broader audience, accelerating the transition away from fossil fuel-powered cars. This shift has profound implications for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and combating climate change. Take China, for example, where BYD has captured a substantial portion of the electric vehicle market. The widespread adoption of electric vehicles in China, driven in large part by BYD, has already begun to reduce the country's reliance on gasoline and diesel. This in turn has led to a measurable decrease in air pollution levels in major cities, a crucial development for a country long plagued by smog and environmental degradation. The same potential exists in other regions where BYD is expanding. In Europe, where countries are aggressively pushing for carbon neutrality, BYD's affordable electric vehicles could play a pivotal role in achieving these goals. By offering vehicles that are both cost-effective and environmentally friendly, BYD is helping to make sustainable transportation a reality for millions of people. However, this rapid transition is not without its challenges. The production of electric vehicles, particularly batteries, requires significant amounts of rare earth minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. The environmental impact of mining these materials is substantial, and as BYD scales up production, the industry will need to find more sustainable ways to source these critical resources. Government policies and trade wars. BYD's global expansion has also brought it into the crosshairs of international trade disputes. In Europe, the European Union has imposed tariffs on Chinese-made electric vehicles, citing concerns about unfair government subsidies. These tariffs, which can reach as high as 35%, are intended to protect European automakers from Chinese competition, but have also sparked tensions with China. China's response has been swift and severe. In addition to threatening retaliatory tariffs on European goods, the Chinese government has reportedly instructed its automakers, including BYD, to halt expansion plans in Europe. This escalation has significant implications not just for BYD, but for the entire electric vehicle industry. If trade barriers continue to rise, they could slow the adoption of electric vehicles and undermine global efforts to combat climate change. In the United States, similar concerns about Chinese competition have led to calls for stronger protections for domestic manufacturers. While the US has yet to impose tariffs as high as those in Europe, the growing presence of Chinese automakers like BYD is prompting policymakers to consider new measures to support American companies. These developments underscore the geopolitical stakes of the electric vehicle race and the challenges of navigating a highly interconnected global market. The role of innovation. One of the key factors behind BYD's success is its relentless focus on innovation. From its blade battery to its advanced manufacturing techniques, BYD has consistently pushed the boundaries of what's possible in electric vehicle technology. This commitment to innovation has not only given BYD a competitive edge, but also set new standards for the industry as a whole. Consider BYD's use of vertical integration, which allows it to produce many of its components in-house. This approach has enabled the company to reduce costs, improve quality, and respond quickly to changes in market demand. It's a model that other automakers are now rushing to replicate, but BYD's years of experience give it a significant advantage. BYD is also exploring new frontiers in electric mobility, such as autonomous driving and energy storage. The company's vehicles already feature advanced driver assistance systems, and BYD is reportedly working on fully autonomous capabilities. These innovations could open up entirely new markets for the company, from ride-sharing services to smart energy solutions. At the same time, BYD's focus on affordability ensures that these advancements are accessible to a wide audience. Unlike some competitors, which often reserve their most advanced features for high-end models, BYD aims to democratize technology. This strategy not only broadens its customer base, but also accelerates the adoption of electric vehicles, bringing us closer to a sustainable future. The human element. While much of the discussion around BYD focuses on technology and economics, the company's impact on people is just as important. By making electric vehicles more affordable, BYD is transforming lives, particularly in regions where access to transportation has traditionally been limited. In China, for example, BYD's entry-level models have given millions of people the opportunity to own a car for the first time. This newfound mobility has opened up economic opportunities, improved quality of life, and strengthened social connections. It's a reminder that technological progress is ultimately about improving human well-being. BYD's global expansion also has the potential to create jobs and drive economic growth in the regions where it operates. The company's planned factories in Europe, for instance, are expected to generate thousands of jobs and stimulate local economies. These investments not only benefit BYD, but also contribute to the broader goal of building a more sustainable and equitable world. China's EV revolution is reshaping the industry, making electric cars more affordable and accessible than ever. BYD's rise isn't just about competition, it's redefining the future of transportation. What do you think? Can Western automakers keep up, or is this China's moment to dominate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.